Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I need to get a sip of water. I'll be right back. So I just did a training for my group. And now my throat's dry. So I told you guys I wanted to do a video just explaining some things about recruiting. You know, this is ongoing discussion because this is an ongoing group full of resources. So if you go, for those of you who are new, if you go to guides right there in the very top, click guides, you'll find all types of tips on how to build a team. There's going to even be verbiage up there, all kinds of ideas right in the guide. So don't forget to go to the guides at the top. So how's it going, guys? Now things are a little different than they've been in the past with recruiting. I've been with Scentsy for almost 16 years. For those of you who may not know who I am, I'm Debbie Pitts-Palmer. Some of you guys may know me as DPP. So recruiting is what I love the most because I know that we can change lives with this opportunity. It has totally changed my life. So that's why I love it the most. And you're hearing me talking about it a lot because that's what I do. And one thing I've learned is that when we tell ourselves that something's hard, we mentally will check out. We won't do it. If it's something that we feel that is hard, if we feel like it's hard, we're not going to do it. We completely check out, like, not going to do it, not going to try it. So if something happens and if all fails, you're not going to do it again. So you got to first stop saying that it's hard. Don't check out. You got to start somewhere sharing the opportunity. It's not about selling, it's about sharing. Now, okay, let's go on to where we are now. I remember when I first started with Scentsy, guys, I don't know if you heard the story before. I was selling like crazy. Within my first 30 days, I sold over $3,000 in products. My upline said, where do you see yourself in the future with Scentsy? I said, I don't know, because I didn't know at the time. I was just joining, doing some stuff, getting the discounts. She said, if you see yourself wanting to go up, like becoming a director, like I said, what is a director? What does that mean? She said, that means you need to get some people to join. So I didn't know. I wasn't asking people because I didn't know how to ask. So a lot of times we don't do things because we don't know how to ask. So I didn't know how to ask. And I told her, no, she said, if you just get some people together, I will share some things so that we can help you with that. Fine. So I got my cousin and my classmate together and I let her talk to them about joining. That has been almost 16 years ago, guys. And I don't even, to be honest, the only thing I got out of that conversation is that I need to ask. I don't remember verbatim, to be honest, what else was said. Because she was new too. She had been in multi-level marketing before, but not with Scentsy. So I'm like, really, all I got out of that is asking. That's it. So I was asking people to buy, but I never asked people to join. So I just flipped it over. So I asked people to join. Then they would join because I asked them. So that's basically what I got out of that conversation. A lot of us don't do that part. That's why we don't get people to join, because we're not asking. We just ask them to buy and we just leave it right there. So, okay. When I started asking people about joining, I promoted to director. I promoted to director in exactly 90 days. So fast forward, we're in these times now. Things are a little different now. It's not as easy as it used to be, but people are still joining. I'm so happy that Scentsy has come up with this $9 digital join option. This is something that I've been asking for a long time. I've been asking for that a long time. Because I know we need options. We need options because everybody's not the same. Everybody's situation is not the same. Everybody's money is not the same. Everybody's mental capacity is not the same. Everybody's different. So I want us to be able to meet the needs of people. So that's what we're here for. So right now we have 3 ways for people to join Scentsy. 3 ways. We have the $99 kit option. Got something else. If you're trying to build a business, trying to grow your team, you got to have an active website. You have to have an active PWS. Without that, you cannot get people to join. Okay? So there are 3 ways for people to join. Number 1 is the $99 kit, and that's how I joined it. We didn't have options when I joined. I started with Scentsy back in December 2009. We only had 1 way to join, and that was the $99 kit. That was all. So thank God for options now. So you're gonna hear me saying traditional and non-traditional. That's what I call them. So the $99 kit option is traditional. I call it traditional because people can just click on a link. Boom, you're in. That starter kit is worth a lot of money because it's a big kit, right? So they get a free website for 3 months. They get a big kit. They get all the training and all the things, right? So this is the first option that I always run by people. The second option is the host kit. Well, people can start at $59 or even 0 out-of-pocket costs. They have that option, but they will have to message you privately to go that route. Okay, the next option is the digital option. That is the traditional way because people can click on the link. So the host option is non-traditional because they cannot click on the link. They have to message you to find out how to get started with that option. And so whenever somebody reach out to me and say, I want to start Scentsy, tell me more. Okay, I have some videos that I share with people so they can know what Scentsy is. They're already in my notes. And I say, oh, here they are. I found these videos on YouTube and I put them together in like a little messenger and I send it out so people can just click and watch the videos, listen to videos. They can ask me questions afterwards. Then I always tell them the multiple ways that they can join. I want them to see they have options. And what I love most about this $9 digital way is that it allows you to open up a conversation with somebody about joining. Sometimes they won't join for that amount. Sometimes they'll pick the $99 kit. Sometimes they'll pick the host kit. So you don't know until you talk to them. So I'm going to tell you about the people who joined my team this month. I'm going to go over each one, and I have 4 new team members. First of all, I work a lot of events. Let me tell you what I do to expand, because you got to do that. You got to be consistent, and you got to be able to expand. It's something about the experience that will draw people to you to join. And here it is right here. People don't just join a business. They join an experience. If they see you laughing, connecting, and having fun, they want to be a part of it. I wrote it down so I won't forget it. So, yeah, they'll want to be a part of it if they see that. They're joining an experience, guys. So what do they see? So I often say, if you're on Facebook, what are you doing? How do you celebrate what you're doing? And how do you celebrate others? Because that's what people are watching. When you go to SFR, when you go on a trip with your family, when you go to the restaurant, what are you doing to grab people's attention? How you celebrate? How you acknowledging what you do in your business? If you're active this month, thanking people. There's so many different ways to do this. People love to give their opinion. You know, put yourself out there so people can give their opinion. That stuff goes viral. You'll find where I share things that are shareable. So people can click the share button so more people can connect with you. It's all about those connections that you make. It's about the consistency in doing the things. So I also pass out samples when I'm out in the public. I pass those out at my events because I do work a lot of events. I do virtual events. I do virtual parties, virtual fundraisers. So I do a lot of things. I'm also I'm on Facebook. I have over 11,000 followers. I'm on Instagram. I don't remember how many followers I have over there. On TikTok, I have over 3,000 followers. On YouTube, I have over 3,000 followers. So I'm all over the place. Now, it took me a long time to get to that point. Now, Facebook has a maximum number of friends that you can have, which is 5,000. So I opened my page up to be a professional page because I really want to get myself out there. It took me so long to do videos. Videos and reels are what people are paying attention to. So I'm learning how to do reels. I'm learning how to do voiceover. So you got to always be evolving to grab people's attention. And I heard Deb say this yesterday. She was just talking about companies who are not evolving or did not evolve. They're not with us anymore. Like she talked about the BlackBerry. She talked about how BlackBerries could pull up emails and do things that a regular phone could not do. So BlackBerry was just not interested in knowing how to evolve and make changes and all that stuff. Then iPhone came on the scene and just blew it out the water. And where's the BlackBerry? It's gone. So you got to be in a situation where you're willing to change. You got to be in a situation where you're really willing to expand your business and connect with new people. Otherwise, you're going in circles, talking to the same people all the time. But there's a broader base of people to connect with out in this whole entire world. So, okay, I'm going to go here and tell you guys how I met these people. So the first consultant who started with me on July 1st, I met her at one of my events. And I met her, I think, around June or something like that. And somehow, June or May, we talked about when she was going to start. And she said she's going to start in July. She called me. She remembered. She called. And most times people don't remember. Most times you got to call them if they give you a follow-up. But she followed up with me. She contacted me on July 1st. She's single mom with a 2-year-old baby. When she called me that day, I was at the nursing home with mama. And I was so shocked because I get so many scam calls. I thought it was a scam call because it's a different area code. And she said, I'm calling because I'm ready to join. Like, oh my goodness, I did not have a program on my phone. I didn't know what that was all about. So she joined. She's my first one to join for the digital option. I said, you're my first one. You're like my palette. So I'm trying to figure this thing out. So I learned that when people join for that option, they get a free website, they get some coupons, and they gain access to some other stuff. But all of this detail, guys, is in the news tab on your workstation. So you don't have to be trying to remember it. It's right there in the workstation. So that $9 option is pretty good for somebody who either cannot afford to pay the other or just don't want to do anything more. It opens up a way for you to have a conversation with people. I love that we can put that out there openly, the amount, because you can't open up to have other conversations with them about the other options. Now, so she joined my first one. The second person who joined found me on TikTok. Now, I post quite a bit on TikTok. And I asked her to follow me on Facebook because I just like to connect better on Facebook. And I didn't know that we were already connected on Facebook. So I'm like, okay, I guess she missed things on Facebook, but she saw it on TikTok. So she messaged me and said, yeah, I think I want to start in July when I get paid. So when I messaged her, I said, okay, it's July. Do you know when? And she said, I think I'm going to have to wait now to another payday. I said, by the way, it's just $9 to start. She said, okay, I'll go ahead and do it. So she started. So I got 2 people who started with the digital kit. Okay. The third person was a referral. And that's why I say it's always good to show up because people are watching us. Whether they like a post, comment, don't worry about that. I'm not concerned about whether people are reacting to my post because I know I'm going to keep showing up because you don't know who will be watching you. So somebody connected with me and sent me their daughter. So I got the third person like that through a referral. So the last person who joined my team came from YouTube. So I'm on YouTube. I went out there on YouTube and talked about the 3 ways that people can join. So this lady said to me that she had been talking to her sister and her niece the night before about Scentsy. And she said her sister knew somebody who was a consultant, but didn't know her really for real, but she knew that she had travel. So she told my new team member that she was going to, she told my new team member about the trips, and my new team member said, Scentsy does trips? So she decided to go to YouTube and just type in Scentsy, and my video came up. So she decided to just start looking at the videos, and it drove her to me. She sent me a message, sent me an email. So it's always good to it's always good to answer your phone calls. It's always good to check your emails because sometimes there's not a scam. Sometimes the real situation's on the other end. So when she sent me the email, I thought she was somebody looking for help. I said, are you an existing consultant? She said, no, I want to join. She said, can you call me at 6 o'clock so we can discuss it? Sure enough, I set it for 6. I called her 6 o'clock on the dot. She said, boy, you are so prompt. I said, I love what I do. And she joined. Now, she did not join via the digital option. She didn't sign up like that. She joined using the host kit that I had. Because I could, she said, that's why I messaged you, because you said on the video to message you about that host kit, because she wanted a kit. So the $9 option for her was not an option, but she didn't want to pay the full $99. Thank God for options. So you don't know until you get into a conversation with people what their love language is, what it is that they like. She said, I love to travel. I want to earn a trip. She said, when I saw that, since you take your own trips, I want to earn a trip. I said, this is a good time to do it. So there you go. There are my 4 new people who signed up this month. Each one of them are different. So again, we got to expand. You got to be consistent. You got to do different things. Ask for referrals. Now, I have not directly messaged people about this magical join offer. It's magical. It really is. I have not had time because I've been working on my event. Boy, if I had time to just sit down and message people directly, it would just blow up. I'm that certain that it would just blow up completely. So I encourage you guys to keep going. Today is just the 8th of the month. We got a lot of people to talk to. My team, they've been challenged to send out messages to 100 people. One of my directors gave them that challenge. And as a whole, our group, we've been challenged to bring in 100 people. So that's what we're aiming for. Right now, we got 10. We got 10 new people. So guys, you got to stay encouraged. You got to be excited. I got an event that's coming up. I'm always prepared. I'll show you what I do when I work my events. I always have flyers so I can show people. I'm very visual. So I have this here to show that people can start with the new digital starter kit, $9. I'm gonna have this at my event this week. Very, very visual. I got more than one because my team members, they can hold it up as well. And I also have this, ask about how to get this kit, 0 out-of-pocket cost. And I gotta update this. This is a shopping list. I gotta update this shopping list. It's old. So I even used to have this shopping list so people can see that they can, they spending all this money. They may as well go ahead and join. Then I love fragrance flowers. So I always have this set up at the fragrance flower so they can see this. And I have gotten many people to join because of the fragrance flower. And here's another picture of the fragrance flower here. All I did was go have these copied and have them laminated. And yeah, I even had, let me see, Patty showed this on Facebook where she took the fragrance flowers and repurposed them. I thought that was so cute. I even laminated it so I can show people, like, when your flower oil goes out, because so many times they'll ask if they're refillable. I say, no, it's not refillable, but you can repurpose it. And look at how pretty that bouquet of flowers turned out. So I'm all about the vision. Even this, I have a chalkboard here so that people can see that they can start with Scentsy for $59 or less. Ask me how, if it's a host kit. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and encourage you to keep going, because people love fragrances. And so many people out there has never heard of Scentsy. Majority of people, these people who I got, my new team members, they are new to Scentsy. All 4 of them. Only one of them had been experiencing Scentsy. She's a customer who just started on the 1st. She bought something from me, but she wasn't familiar with Scentsy at the time. But yeah, a lot of people never heard of Scentsy, guys. There are a lot of people out there new to Scentsy, will be new to Scentsy. So we just got to go find them. Okay, guys, take care. I hope these tips will be something helpful to you. But stay encouraged. Keep going. Write it down. Set a goal. And just get out there and just start sharing everything about you and why you joined Scentsy, your story. Your story is unique to you. You cannot mess that up. Love you guys. Take care. Happy Tuesday. Bye.